Hey everybody, welcome to the second episode of the Summoners Report.
Very excited.
Yeah, we had our first episode last Monday, and there was a ton to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Season 2014 started last week, and well, let's just say that most of the news is gone. We have a lot less lull news and stuff to touch on, and we actually have quite a bit more for grievance in the Lowell Embassy and what's going on. So we'll get to that. That's going to be the last thing we talk about, but we do got some pretty interesting stuff coming up. We've got some news. We've got coverage on skins and champion sales that are going on. We're also going to go over the characters in the free champion rotation, and we're going to talk about, some of the lore behind them and things like that. So this cast should be significantly shorter than last week, but still full of some good information. So for all of you watching right now, or if you're catching us on YouTube later this week, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the support as we're trying to ramp up our League of Legends activities. So we're going to kick it off with some news. So Riot recently has come out and said that they've adjusted some of their thoughts behind their skin pricing. Previously, the way that they had determined the price of a skin was they just had sort of a standard setup, like, okay, brand new skin costs $9.75 RP. Well, they changed that recently. I think you remember when they made like the legendary skins and what's the 1350?
It was just like a higher, more popular skin tier. It basically was based on how much effort they put into the animation, and if they said different things, if the abilities had changed animations. That's pretty much how they tiered it and ranked it according to price.
Right, and so they've recently come out and they've actually said that has changed a little bit, because they are now coming to the understanding that even if behind the scenes they put a lot of work into a skin, if you can't see that result when you're playing the skin, then the values don't match up. If you're playing with a 1350 skin and it just looks like a recolor to you, even though some stuff might be slightly different, and even though they put a bunch of work into it, then the values still don't match up. So because of that, they've actually they've changed the price of 3 skins. They haven't said anything about any other sort of skin prices changing, just these 3. So now you're able to pick up Armor of the 5th Age Taric, which is the pink one?
The pink one with the fuzzy.
Yeah. So pink Taric, or Taric, however you say his name, for 750 RP now instead of 975. You can get Frostblade Aurelia. You can get Frostblade Aurelia for $9.75 instead of $13.50. And I gotta say, I'm kind of sad about this, because I got that skin in a mystery gift, and I was like, yes, I got a $13.50. So I suck at Aurelia anyway, so I can't. I don't know. She's just one of like the few champions I just don't get.
She's fun. She's one of the few I'll actually top with.
Yeah, I can't. I'm terrible. And the last one is Wildfire Zyra, which you can pick up for $9.75 now instead of $13.50 RP, which is pretty cool. I mean, honestly, I don't know why they dropped that one.
Well, I mean, the appearance was different, but even though she was on fire, like, none of her abilities really had any major fire animations or effects, I felt. So it kind of made sense.
She doesn't have fire plants.
Like the coloring's different, like, but they don't really look like they're fire or shooting fire. It's just all coloring.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the new changes on the skin prices, and I think that the upcoming skins that they release will hopefully reflect those values, and you'll know if I'm buying a 1350 skin, it's gonna have some cool particle effects and animations.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Well, and then this past week, I was really excited about this, really enjoyed watching this. League of Legends actually released some videos, some little mini cool videos based on the champions that they're releasing Lunar Rebel skins for. If you head out to the League of Legends site, you can check them out. They're pretty cool. Essentially, they took animations that they recorded of the different characters running around, doing actions, killing, and they used the actual voices and phrases that the characters say during a game, during the video to like get across like the characters. It kind of gets across like their story, like what they do and their emotions, sort of like Tryndamere and he's killing everybody and bashing everything.
It's also it's a good chance if you're interested in one of the skins, because we showed you the previews last week, or you just checked them out. The videos are a good place to check out the particle effects, and I gotta say I think Tryndamere's might have been kind of reddish, but they didn't seem all that different. I mean, Riven, her skin is actually a 1350 RP skin. It's going to be on sale for $9.75, but that one actually has a lot of cool effects. And,
the sword looks really cool.
Yeah,
the sword looks awesome.
And Diana, like, her particles got changed to where she has like the...
Isn't there like flower petals dancing around one of her abilities?
Yeah, I think they're like sakura blossoms. Or
the cherry blossoms. Yeah.
So they're pretty cool. They're only like they were like 45 seconds long, the videos.
Yeah, they were pretty quick, but they got the point across, and you got to see all the characters' abilities and just the different, like you said, the different particle effects.
Although I didn't see Tryndamere's chicken.
He did. It's two people running away. There wasn't any change to Tryndamere's slow though. It's still just a chicken head. So, also speaking of the Lunar Revel, I believe that's supposed to start next week. That's not official, but I know they had put up some information about Riven skin being on sale through the 31st of January. That leads me to believe that Lunar Revel is going to start with the patch next week, if it doesn't start late this week. We'll see. Either way, we're going to do our best to put together a pretty extensive coverage of Lunar Revel. We'll touch on the skins again. We're going to go over how you get the summoners icons. And then, I mean, obviously there will be mystery gifting. So if somebody's interested in mystery gifting and you don't have anyone to gift back and forth to, then get in contact with us and we'll see if we can sort something out for you so you can get some of those mystery gifts while they're available. We'll do our best to hook you guys up.
Oh, and on that note, if you are playing League of Legends or you have started playing League of Legends recently and you're trying to get involved with Grievance, make sure you add me, Tsetsuko, to your friends list, because it can't actually gift you anything until you've been on my friends list for 2 weeks. And we actually have some more information about why that's relevant, but that's coming up later in the cast, so you'll have to sit tight to find out.
Up next, normally, for those of you who haven't noticed, normally when new servers come out, they will release a skin for that server, like, what is it?
Like Ghost Bear Calvary Sejuani, which is awesome.
Freaking awesome. Ghost Bride Morgana was released to the South American server, but when the Oceanic servers went up, there wasn't a skin released. Recently, Riot touched up on the fact that that skin was missing. And they're going to begin working on it actively, but they said it will take a little bit of time.
Yeah, don't take this at face value at all, but I saw some artwork just out there on the internet that was for a Sea Witch Nami.
Oh, that was so
where
cool.
She had like a black and red theme, and she had like octopus tentacles instead of the mermaid bottom. I know that's probably complicated to make, and they probably wouldn't completely change. I don't know. They do like the battle cast skins, but
yeah, if they did, it'd definitely be a 1350 RP skin.
Yeah, or maybe
even a legendary.
Right, but
it
Nami, looks awesome.
Nami would be a good choice for Oceanic servers.
Yeah, and I love Nami, so
it's very good.
Yeah. Well, that's all the LOL news we had.
Shorter week.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on and talk about the Skin and Champion sales. So, as always, there's a Skin and Champion sale going on all the time. So, what you can catch right now, before we transition over into the next LOL week, which generally, starts on Tuesdays, you can get your last chance at some weekend champions and skins. And we're just going to touch on those that are available right now. So if you want any of these, go purchase them now. They'll be gone tomorrow. I mean, they'll be back eventually. Who knows how long from now. But So first up, we've got Dark Flame Shyvana.
I really like how her alt looks in this form, the dark black dragon. Kind of looks like Maleficent's dragon almost. It's like a beauty to me. Here we have Fiddle Me Timbers. Love the pirate theme.
Yeah, I don't play Fiddle too much, but he's got some interesting skins.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And lastly, we've got Mad Hatter Shaco, who is crazy.
Definitely a pickup for Alice in Wonderland fans out there.
Yeah, so... also, right now, we've got... there's 3 champions available for sale. And just keep in mind, we didn't touch on the RP prices this time because it's pretty standard. If they're on sale, they're 50% off. So all this stuff is available for 50% off right now. So the champions that are currently available, we've got Nautilus, Malzahar, and Fiddlesticks. So, I mean, if you like Fiddle Me Timbers, but you don't have Fiddlesticks, it's a good chance to pick them both up.
Definitely.
And I love Nautilus. Nautilus is so cool. He has a 1350 astronaut skin that I picked up on sale before they increased the price, so I got it for like $487.
That's
and it's
cool.
it's awesome. So
I do like his abilities with Anchor.
yep. And then coming up this week, there's a new champion and skin sale that starts tomorrow, and let's check out what's available for that.
All right, first we have Fisherman Fizz. With him, we have a reappearance of the Manatee Earth with his alt.
He's the Gordon's Fisherman. That's what he reminds me of. Surgeon Shin. So I love Shin. I've always loved this skin. I don't own it. I don't know why, but...
I love all the medical trio skins.
And then last up, we've got Siren Cassiopeia.
I love this skin. I love Cassiopeia. This skin's just beautiful.
I gotta say, though, I picked up her, what is it? Is it Mythic? What's the one where she looks like she's Greek?
Oh, yeah, Mythic, I think.
Alright, anyway, I picked that up on sale a couple weeks ago. It's awesome. And then for champions, we've got Fiora, Rumble, and Ergot? Ergo? How do you say that?
Ergot. I say Ergot. I've heard some people say Ergo, though.
Yeah. He is actually one of the champions that I still don't own, and I guess, like, maybe I just, I had other things to buy when he had been on sale previously, but I'm going to pick him up this time. I know, it's still a ways out, but he's got a rework in progress.
He definitely needs it. He seems to be an acquired taste champion.
Yeah, he's got a lot of contradicting themes to him, like a lot of, like, he's supposed to, kind of have a ranged bruiser sort of feel, and right now he has a lot of things that he either needs to be really far away or really up close and no middle ground, but we'll see where the rework takes him, and like I said, it's still a long ways off. So now that was it for the skins for now. Until next week when they get those cool lunar skins.
Oh, I'm so excited about those.
But, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the free champion rotation. And so this week, as always, free champion rotation. It's 10 champions that are available every week for anyone to play, even if you haven't actually purchased them. So what we're going to do in these free champion rotations is we're just going to touch on some of the lore behind the characters, mention their abilities. We're not going to go super in depth, but we're going to do more than just list off their names. So even if you're tuning in and you're not a huge League of Legends fan, it's always cool to get to know the characters in a game, anyway. So.
Some of that stuff's pretty original.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Pantheon. So Pantheon is like the League of Legends equivalent of a Spartan. He was a member of the Rakor, who are a tribe that lived on Mount Targon. And then basically, if you know about Spartans, you know the theme behind the Rakor. They're all about war, being warriors, killing things, kicking butt. And basically, the story behind Pantheon is just that when the League of Legends was formed, for whatever reason, they didn't include the Rakor initially. So, he came down and was like, no. I'm in here. I'm a butt kicker. So now he's in the League of Legends. And he's generally... he's pretty versatile. You can play him top, you can play him in the jungle, and you can also play him in mid lane. I mean, you play him however you want, but that's typically how he's seen. And he's got some cool moves. He actually has, it's his passive, I believe, is one of one or two skills in the entire game that can block turret damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty neat. He can, I think every few attacks or something like that, he gets a passive that'll let him block the next incoming source of damage, which will block turret damage. And he also has a really cool ult called Grand Skyfall, and it's got a super huge range on it.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does is he'll leap into the air, and then several seconds later he'll splash down into the area that you have targeted, and it'll hit everyone in that area. It's pretty devastating. It's one of the things that makes him good about being a jungler, is because he can use that ult to jump out of the jungle into lane pretty quick.
All right. Next, we have Ashe is going to be up for free rotation this week. Cool thing about Ashe is her abilities are actually based solely on her weapon. Ashe actually received her frozen bow from Avarosa it's kind of like she received it from Avarosa from Beyond the Grave. When Ashe was only 15, she became the leader of her Freljord tribe when her mother died, and seeing her as a weak leader, her tribe tried to assassinate her. She ran for hours on end following a hawk, which you can actually see in her W ability to see forward. And when she found Avarosa's grave, she moved the runestone, and there was her frozen bow beneath, and it burned her fingers because it was so cold, but she wielded it with a ton of power, and in one attack took out all of her would-be assassins.
It's probably the stupid ult.
No, actually, it was the Conal ability that shoots out tons of arrows.
Okay.
But her ult is crazy. It shoots a huge arrow across. It's one of the few abilities that still crosses the whole map, and it stuns and hits for a ton of damage whoever it strikes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So we've also got Kennen on the free champion rotation. So Kennen's someone I always thought was pretty cool and always sucked at playing. Kennen is a Yordle. Yordle are the small people of League of Legends. And so...
Don't hate the little people.
She's the little person of the Summoners Report. So Kennen, basically his thing was when he was born, he was just speed, lightning quick, lightning fast, and he kind of, was a prankster because he could always get away from people because of his speed, and, he kind of stayed under the radar, and then one day, he decided to run straight up a giant wall on a dare, and the Kinko actually heard about it, and they stole him away like, oh, he's gonna work for us. And the Kinko are basically this group of shadow warriors who maintain the balance in Runeterra. They've got people on their side like Shin and Akali, so basically just ninjas. And so Kennen became a part of them. He took on the role of the Heart of the Tempest, in which he would deliver the word of the Kinko as well as punishments. So that's pretty much what he does, and that's where he's at. He basically his moves, he's pretty much he's a mid laner for the most part, and he does a lot of things with electricity and lightning. Like he'll put a mark on the enemy, and then like he can consume marks with his attacks to deal extra damage. So he does a lot of that, and
it stuns.
Right, and he can like turn into a lightning ball and stuff. So he's pretty cool. I suck at playing him, but he's cool.
And then we have Lulu free. Cool thing about Lulu, I never knew. I always thought Pix the fairy was a girl. I just assumed it was a girl fairy, and it turns out it's a boy fairy.
No, I assumed it was a boy. I wonder if there's like a... Tell us what you thought.
But anyways, Lulu was a huge daydreamer growing up in Bandle City, and she used to go wander off. And one day she found Pix pretending to be caught in a birdhouse. So she freed him, and he lured her to the glade, which is pretty much like the big fairy kingdom, big, shiny. And she stayed there so long and had so much fun that she lost track of time, forgetting that time and just pretty much everything flows at a different rate in the fairy kingdom. So she came back to Bandle City to find her family and everything, but it turned out centuries had passed. But despite this, she did her best to try and fit in. But when she tried to play hide and seek with the other kids and turn them into animals and flowers to make things more fun, the parents said no, 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 and she kind of was like shooed away. So from there, she just went on to League of Legends, seeing it as her only option in life.
And she's a support character, right?
Mm-hmm. She does bottom lane support. I've also seen her sometimes done mid. But she's a very good support character, especially with her ult. If someone's in a bind, or even if someone's just charging in, she can ult. It does a knock up. It gives a huge boost in power and HP.
And it makes them bigger.
And it makes them huge.
Which is the
cool. Could you imagine a huge Cho'Gath?
Yeah, I think people do that. I'm sure they do.
They probably do. I can't remember last time I saw that, though.
No, I can't either. So we've also got Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is a member of Demacia. He started out, kind of doing his own thing, and he was captured by Noxus, and Noxus has this basically an arena, kind of like the gladiatorial arena type stuff that they do called the Fleshing. And basically the Fleshing is an arena, but it's got this creepy twist to it, and that's that every time you win, the number of your opponents for the next round doubles, so that the goal is eventually you die. So you kill one person, next round you fight 2. Kill those, the next round you fight 4, and so on and so forth. And so Xin Zhao, who was at that time known as Viscero, which is weird, was scheduled to fight an unprecedented match against 300 opponents, which is like 6 times the previous record that any other gladiator had gotten to.
Badass.
And Jarvan II, at that time, the king of Demacia, basically came in and was like, "Hey, I'll get you out of here, if you'll help me out, if you'll, take care of me." Xin Zhao agreed, and so Jarvan II got him out of there. He basically distracted Noxus by attacking them, with his forces, and at the same time he brought Xin Zhao out. And while they were on the run trying to get back to Demacia, Xin Zhao actually took a poison dart that was meant for Jarvan II. And so at that point, Jarvan II was like, "You're my main man," and that's pretty much where Xin Zhao has stayed. Jarvan II has since passed away, and now Jarvan III is king, and obviously his son Jarvan IV, these guys need to get some new names, is a champion in the league as well. But that's where Xin Zhao is. That's what he does. He's kind of like the right hand man of Jarvan III. So
that's pretty cool. One of my favorites here, Sona. Something I didn't know, when you fight with Sona, she literally says, "Only you can hear me, summoner. What masterpiece shall we play?" And I always thought, okay, she's just kind of playing on the fact that you're her summoner, you can only talk to her. No, it turns out she's actually completely mute, can't make a sound, can't produce any sound from her voice. When she was a baby, she was abandoned at an orphanage in Ionia, with a mysterious weapon, a mysterious instrument. Her harp actually packaged up next to her. And at first, when she was little, the people who ran the orphanage thought she'd get adopted quick because she was a quiet, content child. But they later realized it was actually she was quiet because she could not produce noise no matter what. So as she got older and became a teenager, she watched other people get adopted and she wasn't. And during this time, the orphanage kept trying to sell the instrument to try and form a trust for her for when she was old enough to leave the orphanage on her own. But somehow it would always get returned, or it would just magically show up on the doorstep, and the person who bought it was just never heard from. One day, though, a woman from Demacia, it was a lady, a rich woman, heard about her and the weapon, and came to see the weapon. They came to see the instrument. When she realized it was an Etwall, she immediately adopted Sona and brought the instrument her and taught Sona how to play it. Which Sona, without any practice or she really just taught her basics. Sona suddenly was able to play emotions and everything through her harp. She had sold out crowds. And then in her free time, she started teaching herself to cut things from a distance with her harp. And that's how she honed all of her skills in secret.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It's
this little mute girl in the corner practicing how
to cut things with music. But she's got that the arcade Sona skin, which is awesome.
Yeah, so eventually she couldn't find a crowd to please her, so she went on to League of Legends, where even General Swain of Noxus commented on how wonderful and beautiful her playing was, which... Her ult is crazy, beautiful, but dangerous. It actually stuns everybody for a long period of time, and it's got a huge range.
Yeah, and she's a support character through and through, so...
Oh yeah, she's got the heal and everything.
Alright, coming up here on the last couple of champions, Nocturne. Man, Nocturne is... He's a nightmare.
Scary.
That's pretty much what he is. He's a nightmare.
I still jump every time he ults.
Yeah, he basically, there's this time where a bunch of summoners were having sleeping problems, like, you know, they would wake up at night terrors and things like that, and you know, some of them would just not go to sleep, and so they would go mad, go crazy, and no one knew what the heck was going on. And then the summoner fell asleep somewhere on the rift, and when he fell asleep near what was it, one of the crystals, basically, he Nocturne spawned from out of his dreams and was not happy, and just started murdering and slaughtering and just killing people nonstop. And eventually the League was able to get him under control by basically binding him to those same crystals, and then they enslaved him and made it so that summoners for the League could use him, and basically that sort of is his nightmare. And he has a pretty crazy ult called Paranoia, which basically Paranoia makes the entire enemy team's vision go black, and Nocturne will teleport to an enemy champion. And Nocturne
within a range.
Right. It's not across the whole. I think it used to be the whole map, or pretty close.
It used to be a big
it got nerfed pretty hard. But Nocturne, he plays a lot in the jungle, and he does some top lane for the most part. But he's pretty cool. He's one of my favorites originally. I don't play him too much anymore, but he's neat.
And we have Quinn, who sadly has a slightly sadder story. Growing up, her brother was actually her best friend, and they dreamed of being knights and slaying enemies and saving princesses and all that, which is pretty cool. But sadly, when they went out and actually tried to become better warriors and such, in a tragic accident, Quinn's brother was actually killed, and Quinn, for a long period of time, gave up their dream and just gave up on being a warrior. Then one day, tired of being sad and depressed over her brother's death, she went back and visited where he died, and she found Valor, who was an injured Demacian eagle, which the Demacian eagles were believed to be extinct. So she nursed him back to health, and from there they formed this wonderful bond. They went on, her spirit came back to her, she went on to fulfill her dream, and they became this wonderful team, and are pretty much seen as powerful warriors and privileged among the Demacian army now. And they fight. The cool thing about Quinn is you see, compared to other characters that have a little companion or something, you see a lot of actions between her and Valor on the field, especially with her ult, where she actually switches places with Valor, and if you use her ult again, she rains down a huge fury of arrows all over the enemies within her range.
Yeah, I really like the spell effect.
I always get killed by that when I'm trying to run away
I like her
it.
vault. So Quinn, she's technically an AD carry. I think she plays really good as a top.
I have seen her top.
Well, she's good at we had someone playing her last week at Monday Night League of Legends, and she's good at disengaging because she has Vault, which Vault will basically dash forward and then she'll leap back. So you have all these, the tanky melee people on top who will, they use their gap closer to jump up on you. And the crazy thing is she has a blind too. So
yeah, and she can reopen the gap.
Right, and the last week, the guy playing her was saying that a lot of times the top guy will do the gap close and he'll hit him with the blind and just stand there while they're missing him, and then when the blind is up, he'll use Vault, and now he's back again, and they're waiting for their gap closer cooldown, and because Quinn is ranged, he can just sit there and shoot him. So it's pretty cool, idea.
Yeah.
So, well, if you guys haven't noticed by now, we'll point it out to you. This week was a weird split of 50-50. 5 ladies of League and 5 gentlemen of League. So we are on to the last of the dudes. So Jace is free to play this week. Jace is a really interesting champion. His backstory, it's alright. So Jace, he's a member of Piltover. Piltover is like the crazy steampunk town kind of deal in League of Legends. Cool. And it's filled with inventors and everything. So, originally Jace was just kind of doing his own thing, and he went out to try to find, something new, something different. And he stumbled upon this crystal that had, like, unlimited power. It was like an unlimited source of energy, would be a better way to put it. So he brought it back to Piltover and was trying to figure out how to harness it, and he was approached by Victor. And Victor was, saying, "Hey, let's partner up. Let's figure this out." And what Victor's goal was essentially was to create a world of human-machine combos. So
like him.
Hybrids, yeah, like him. So Jay said no. He said, "I don't like where this is going. No." And
screw that.
Victor stole the crystal. So Jace, said, "I've got to do something about this. I brought it here. He stole it. I've got to figure it out." So he slaved away in his workshop and eventually created the Mercury Hammer, which is the weapon that he wields on the field. The Mercury Hammer is freaking cool.
Yeah.
Because instead of an alt, what he's able to do is the Mercury Hammer will transform. So in one form, it's a melee weapon with 3 abilities. And then he can use his alt to switch it to a Mercury Cannon. I believe it's called a Mercury Cannon. And that gives him a bunch of ranged abilities. He has a bunch of cool stuff like an acceleration gate and things like that. So, he crafted that hammer. He went to Victor's place, saw what Victor was doing with it, and, he couldn't steal the crystal back, but he managed to shatter it, and he came back to Piltover, and he was, hailed as a hero, and is kind of seen as the best hope for Piltover. So he's very interesting to play.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of role options too.
Yeah, and I've seen him top, jungle, mid, bottom. Like he's all over the place. It just depends on how you want to play. I've even seen some people play support Jace.
Yeah, he's very versatile.
Pretty versatile.
All right, and then last we have Fiora. Fiora has a slightly shorter backstory than most. She grew up in a family that was based on hardcore duelists. They were well known and renowned and had a lot of honor. And she sought to one day fill her father's steps and fill her father's shoes and be his heir. But sadly, it was found out that her father was secretly poisoning his future competitors and the people he'd have a duel against in order to weaken them so he'd win. So the family fell out of honor, and Fiora, being upset and extremely enraged, challenged her father, completely kicked his ass, and made him give up the house, the Lormet house, to her. But despite this, people still didn't believe them, didn't really hold them any respects. So Fiora went on to the League of Legends in order to try and prove herself.
Cool. Well, that's it for the free champion rotation. So, aside from that, on the cast, right now we've got some League of Legends Embassy news. Some pretty interesting stuff. So let's go ahead. The first thing we're going to talk about is our plans for ranked teams. We've got some pretty extensive plans. The end result is hopefully going to be that we have 3 separate ranked teams. What we're going to do is we're going to start with one team, and as that team fills up, we're going to expand. So the 3 teams are going to be Grievance, Grievance Light, and Dark Grievance. So we're going to start with Grievance Light. Grievance Light is going to be pretty much the introductory ranked team for everybody. There's no jumping ahead to other teams or anything like that. You play with Grievance Light. And basically, once we are at capacity in Grievance Light and we have more people that want to participate in ranked games, we're going to move up the more skilled, the more serious players into Grievance. And then once we get too many people, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the more serious, the more skilled players from Grievance and move them up to Dark Grievance. So what you're going to have is you're going to have Dark Grievance as the super hardcore, very serious Grievance ranked team. Sorry. You're going to have Grievance as pretty much a standard, if you're serious about ranked, but you're not sitting there every week sweating away at the keyboard trying to get better, then Grievance is a good place for you. And if you just want to try ranked, if you want to experience ranked, if you're like me and you like the concept, the idea of ranked play, not because you're worried about a score, but because you like to see the statistics. That's what I want to see. I want to see, did we get better? Do I do better with this champion, that champion? Then we're going to have Grievance Light there as that sort of team. So each team has its own sort of theme, its own idea, but the way that we're going to do it until, we get a lot of members in and stuff is we're going to start with Grievance Light and then move to Grievance and then move to Dark Grievance. So those of you who are really serious about ranked play, come up and join, Grievance Light. You'll get to know the people who are going to move up with you. And also, we're not going to force anyone to move. If you're very skilled, but you don't take ranked that seriously, we're not going to go, you're skilled, get out of here. No, it's going to be based on a combination of your skill and your desire to move up to a more serious team. So that's the idea behind just the teams for ranked play. But because there are a limited number of ranked slots, or slots in a ranked team, I believe it's 9, and when you take away the owner of the team, it's down to 8, or maybe it's 9 with the owner, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's not a whole lot of slots. We have to put a little prerequisite to getting an invite, because if we just opened up the invites to everybody, who is interested right off the bat,
there wouldn't be room.
Yeah, there wouldn't be room. It would be just be a pain to sort everybody out. So what we're going to do is we've got the teams down. We've got them reserved. We're not actually going to start ranked play immediately. So what we're going to do is we're going to, over the course of the next several weeks, and it's going to be continuous, we're going to have some training nights and some sort of ranked meetings. And basically what we'll do at the training nights is we'll get together, we'll figure out who plays what role, kind of get a feel for people's skill levels and things like that, because one thing that we know about League of Legends is it's different than an MMO. It's a different type of game, and the whole team is going to do better, and it's going to feel better if everybody is about around the same skill level. So we definitely want to bring that into play. We're not going to bar anyone from playing by any means at all. Everybody will have it. That's what Grievance Light is for. I don't. You could be the best LoL player or the worst LoL player. If you want to be in Grievance Light, all right, it's fine by me.
It's a good place to learn ranked or how to improve on certain characters and everything.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have these practice sessions and meetings. Talk about roles. Talk about who likes to play what. Things like that. Get some 5v5s in, whether it's versus each other, versus the bots, to check out some different strategies, or whether we're actually doing unranked matches. And once you have attended 3 of those sessions, then you're eligible for an invite to the ranked team. You don't have to attend 3 in a row. You don't have to attend the first 3. You know, just at whatever point you have attended 3 of the practice sessions, then you're eligible for an invite. So if you've done 3 of them and you come to me and say, hey, I'm interested in playing on the ranked team, then you're pretty much good to go, with the exception of, because of the fact that we do have limited slots and we want everyone to stay at a pretty even level as far as skill, we do reserve the right to determine if you still need a lot of practice.
Sorry.
If you do need practice, though, we're going to have nights for that. For if you're new to League of Legends or anything like that, we will have plenty of chances, plenty of opportunities, plenty of people to teach you how to play the game, how to get better. We will practice with you. You know, we will get you to the point that you're ready to jump into some ranked play. And like I said, Grievance Light, super casual. So, you know, it's unless we are just running really short on spots, you'll be in there. So don't worry about it. So that's it for ranked. That's what's coming up. We've got
Looking for co-hosts.
right.
If anybody wants to appear on here with us and talk about League of Legends, that we're looking for co-hosts. Anyone interested, really?
Yep. So if you're interested, you can contact me, Tsetsuko, on the forums. I check them the most often. Feel free to send a message to Ehgi. One of us will get it. We'll get up with you on TeamSpeak. We'll talk to you about what's involved. We actually, we just started this cast, so we've got to figure out some of the technical issues and details about, getting another camera on here and everything like that. But we will figure it out, and hopefully here within, I'd say probably the next month or so, we'll actually be getting some co-casters on every now and then to talk about some different things. So
Shadow with the esports updates.
Right.
Stuff like that.
So yeah, definitely the pro scene coverage will be something that we have a co-caster for, and we'll see about the rest. So that is it for tonight's cast. It actually went a lot longer than I thought it would. So we're gonna get off of here. Meet us in game right now for Monday Night League of Legends. We are late.
Yep.
We're late. So we are gonna let you guys go. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, hopefully with a shorter and more manageable cast.
Oh, wow. Toodles. Thank you.